Hello everyone, my name is Kraken Mayor,
And I'm Atrocities.
and we are here today to bring you Low Ink March 2020 edition. Ooh, we are excited for another edition of Low Ink here of 2020. This is our third one of the month, of the year. We have Boreal Phoenix versus Inkvaders for our first set. Right now, both teams are selecting their weapons, so it'll just be a few moments before we start. Anything you'd like to say about the teams here, Astro?
Well, absolutely. So, Inkvaders is a team that I'm a little bit more familiar with. Of the two, I haven't really seen much from Boreal Phoenix, but you know what? They're coming in as quite an unseeded team, so we're basically just gonna have to see how things go with, and that's kind of what you get with a lot of lower seeded tournament and lower level. Is that you get a lot of players and a lot of new teams that really just don't know how to seed and don't know how to put them on the bracket. So we're gonna see how things go against Inkvaders. Inkvaders is a pretty well established team for Low Ink, right? So you have Shads on backline. You're gonna have Luna, Naomi. Moon is gonna be their main go-to aggro. So he's gonna be their basically the Pierce in their front line. So he plays a lot of aggro shooters, a lot of aggro weapons in general. Naomi's picking it up and playing a lot more aggro recently as well. So I think general you might see Inkvaders playing a little more aggressively than Boreal Phoenix. Just because of the team that they've been turning into recently. So we're gonna have to find out. Camp Triggerfish is definitely a two-sided. So we're just gonna have to see the key to this map being how well you can work both sides.
Yeah, definitely. It is very much the key working both sides of this map. And with TC, that tower is super vulnerable. It's floating the majority of the path over water.
Absolutely.
If you pop ink armor, you get shot off. If you can't really move off and on the tower like you see in a lot of other maps too. And here we go. We are just beginning now. Both teams here all set. We have ourselves an ink brush here on the first, or in this first match. I'm a little biased towards ink brush myself, but
Well, I like the pick by Shads here, actually, in that she's playing Chargers. In tower control this time around, it's actually going to come in handy a little bit more against that ballpoint. The ballpoint's not going to have quite as fun a time. That's some really, really big early picks on the left side there. 3 down. Inkvaders have the early push right here.
Oh yeah, they definitely set themselves up very well. And as you were kind of mentioning with that sniper, on top of that, having that stingray right with what we have with the tower being so vulnerable, it's just so crucial. That stingray is going to be much more valuable compared to some other maps where you can kind of just hop off the tower. And
Absolutely. For Boreal Phoenix, it's actually going to be really, really crucial that their Booyah Bomb from the Pro is used really, really sparingly and very well. Oh, and that's a really important pick right there. Just as I was actually speaking about it right there. The Pro goes down. They don't have a Booyah Bomb and don't really have a pressure special to really stop this push. This might be an early KO for Inkvaders. Oh, but 2 go down.
Just shy of that checkpoint, and that's super crucial. If you can stop those checkpoints, just stops you from KOing. We see Luna here still creeping in the background. If they can get something together, nope, spotted by the PP. So no flanks here by Luna.
It was a really good job spotting that by the PP right there, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, super well done. Boreal Phoenix, though, has lots of work here, but they have 3.5 minutes to do this. They are starting to get some momentum. They have 2 down in their favor. And ooh, that bubble blower almost gets another, and they do get another. So we do see
that's 3 down right there. The Pro is 60% to special right here. He's just going to charge it up as fast as he can. And Shads right here is going to have a Ray on that checkpoint. And this right here is going to be super, super important. They have to get a pick with this Ray. They have to at least stall it. The armor saves them from being able to get anything off the Ray. They do 1 go down, but it's going to be a 3v2. This might be it. Boreal Phoenix is bringing it back right here.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job here, kind of building up that snowball momentum that can very much happen in tower control. It's a very snowball-y mode. You can kind of get yourself going, even if you haven't been doing so well like they were doing in the beginning. If you can get yourself a few good plays, you can kind of move very fast. And we see they're going to tie up the game and get the lead here.
Take the lead. They're 2 down, 3 down, 2 respawning. Oh! That
nice
bomb
double
is
there, but the
massive,
bomb.
but it's not quite enough. Naomi tries to get to the tower at the end, but that's it.
What a reversing here by Boreal Phoenix, just completely getting the snowball and taking down Inkvaders, moving slowly with the tower, hopping off tower when they needed to. There's a few crucial spots you can hop off, and they use that to their advantage.
Yeah, Chemcat from Boreal Phoenix actually made an incredibly important play in terms of how they timed their armor at the very end. So they saved their armor for the Stingray, essentially allowing them to keep pushing right through that Stingray.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, just the way that went down already. So it's so crazy to see that. In a lot of cases, you won't see such a reversing, but in tower control is just one of those modes you just can, you know. Zones, you can kind of usually tell who's the better team consistently, you know. There's usually one team that'll dominate. And then, you know, same thing even with Clan Blitz and Rainmaker to some extent. You'll tend to have one team that's mostly on the offense. We've both seen both teams there bring out the offense, and man, that's just fun one to see.
I'm really not sure whether both teams were just pretty well balanced, or whether both teams were really just going on a feeding spree at the beginning, or whether it took Boreal Phoenix just some time to really get going. There are some teams that are like that, where they're better in the second half of a match. So we'll have to see. I know Inkvaders has always been better on open. So if they can make their big push, just like you saw there, if they can make their big push and hold it off, that's going to be the real key for them. Because in employing a charger as backline as opposed to a ballpoint, which can just kind of scoot around the map really, really fast, move with the push, the charger's a little bit more stationary. So if you get a big push, it's your job to make sure you get the rest of the team in and you hold it down.
Yeah, super crucial here. Next map we will have is Rainmaker Piranha Pit here. I think with the build that both teams had, you know, saying they'd move that into this next game, we definitely, I would say, Inkvaders, at least weapon-wise, has a slight advantage. Things like the ink brush here with that paint will just be super crucial there in Rainmaker on Piranha Pit, one of the biggest maps in the game. Along with that, a really long Rainmaker area. You know, some maps here we have in this game, Rainmaker very short. In this game, or in this map, it's very large here. We can definitely see here, both teams bringing a junior, both teams having that paint in mind and that armor bot. So we'll see how. I think
actually with the Instapop foil squeezer right there, I think Boreal Phoenix just has a better comp. They have a much faster pushing comp is the key. It's Rainmaker, and a lot of times the faster team wins. Oh, but that's huge. Oh, and 2 go down on Boreal Phoenix, actually. The Charger does go down on the Inkvaders, though. But they're going to have the early lead, and the Instapop gets 2 and stops their push in their tracks right there.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that people have learned in this game, is that bubbles can be used very well with the Instapop, especially on the squeezer. So just something a lot of people just don't take advantage of until recently. And
it's something that only a few people really did in comp early on. Like, there were a few people I know, Mamba, Ace96 Deco, they were really the only people that used to do it in North American comp, and they're gonna get all the way down to 13 on their push. That's absolutely massive right there. They are the faster team.
This is definitely a map, though, that you can really bring that back with a little bit of patience. You gotta have a couple push here. This isn't a one wipe, get the win map. This is definitely one where you gotta have a couple wipes, couple good plays here. But if you play it slow and work together well, I think this is definitely one you can come back on. No problem. There's no choke point like in other maps.
Yeah, and exactly. And never underestimate the power of Stingray hit still. That's a huge bomb kill on the junior, taking out their paint, taking out their armor. So that really opens things up for their Stingray if they can pop one and push.
Yeah, both teams really relying on that junior. So that junior is probably the key to success. If you take out the opponent's junior, the other team doesn't really have paint. Both teams kind of lacking on the paint side.
Absolutely. Here comes the push. The bomb might stop it. Yeah, the bomb really split them up right there and caused the Rainmaker to just have to go for it and get as many points as they could. But that was a really well placed bomb, and that was a pretty decent push. They're gonna reset the Rainmaker right there. I'm not sure I agree with that in this case. I would say right now you're not under a whole lot of pressure. You don't necessarily need to reset it because that just leaves you one man down and allows you to have. Ooh, that's a really big jump out. But the foil squeezer does get the pro. He's gonna come in for more. The charger right there is very, very weak. Manages to fall back and get out of the way.
Junior vulnerable right now. Squeezer versus Junior, and the
This
slot comes in,
3v1
cleans it up.
Absolutely. Oh, Naomi gets 2 out of there right there. This will really, really open things up. They've got to move quickly and got to move fast, and they have to paint quite a bit. If they can pick the Junior, this push is going to be right on its way.
They have 4 specials on the side of Inkvaders here. They can start to chain these. The only answer that Boreal Phoenix has right now is a Stingray, though armor is very close.
They're going to ball in. Oh, and they did it. They got to it. Nice job. Nice teamwork right there, but the left side is still open. They couldn't quite get all the way up the conveyor. Chemcat right there with the squeezer making some incredibly important plays.
We do see the Chemcat here just painting as much as they can, popping armor, just trying to get map control for their team right now, who are lacking just a little bit comparatively to Inkvaders. Though fortunately for them, they have the lead, so a little bit less paint in mid isn't translation to a complete loss right now. So,
or unfortunately, I mean, there is 1 minute 8 seconds left to go in the match, right? And the team who's not in the lead is actually going to charge specials a lot faster.
That is true. And we see here another armor here from Chemcat. Again, just painting and painting and painting. Both teams kind of at a stalemate right now. We see a baller from Naomi. Gets popped, but takes one down with them.
Oh, that's huge. They're 3 down. Junior has to get a quad.
We do see this Rainmaker going to die, though. So they're smartly, though, suiciding, which means the Rainmaker has to reset in a terrible location. So it's actually, honestly, a really smart play there if you're going to die anyways, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good play right there. And, you know, another thing about if you know you're going to die in a 1v1, 2v2, any situation, but you have the chance to just suicide, jump off the map and suicide if you know 100% you're about to go down. And the reason for that is because you're going to respawn quite a bit faster if you suicide than if you actually go down to someone. So it'll allow you to get...
Can't pad their stats, right?
Well, can't pad their stop it. Oh! Yeah, the Luna pushed forward a little too much. The Stingray just brought way too much pressure. So that's a really good job of Boreal Phoenix of bringing the early push, holding on. Normally, it's actually very difficult for a team to hold on for the entirety of a match after an early push because the other team gets special quite a bit faster. But if you just flat out outplay them, well, you deserve it anyway.
Yes, definitely. Just a reminder for everyone, we do a play all 3 for our Swiss Swiss bracket. The reason we do this is it's just good for a lot of these young teams to get more match time. So it is only 1 game per set, but it ends up equating to 5 to 6 additional games in a tournament, which which would normally be another 2 to 3 sets. So added up, it's a lot of additional games on usually maps that you don't always see. So Clan Blitz Starfish is a little more common, but the way we do our map system, we play every map once through round 1 to our first round of Top Cut. So if you make it through the first round of Top Cut, you'll play almost every map guaranteed. So we do that on purpose to give everyone a little bit of experience here in Low Ink to play a lot of different maps. So great thing here is play all 3, and those games do matter when it comes down to the tiebreakers here at the end of the day. So that also is the important. You don't give up here, even if you go 2 down. You've lost the set, but it doesn't matter. You got to try to get that 3rd game. If you can get that 3rd game, it might help you down the line with those tiebreakers. So very crucial here for Inkvaders to try to get this game, even though they've lost the set. It's very important for them to get that game 3.
Absolutely. Clan Blitz, kind of throw your shoe at the wall mode. Anything goes, kind of like Rainmaker. It's kind of a sporadic mode in terms of results. So you might see just like Inkvaders throw it at them. But oftentimes, I think Boreal Phoenix is still going to have the upper hand here. They've been playing quite a bit faster, and that's been the real difference maker. You saw in the first match, they actually played ballpoint, and that actually played to how much faster they've been playing than Inkvaders. Inkvaders is actually having a little bit of aggression problems against this team. So they've been trying to space themselves out with bombs, but when the other team is doing the same thing just as effectively, you have to rely on someone to make those plays, and Inkvaders just really hasn't had that so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just that slight speed, and like you said, in kind of the same categories, are kind of just edging out Inkvaders, which is giving them the W here. This map is, you got so many different flank options here. I think that ink brush is going to be very crucial. At any time that brush can just come across those grates quickly, and you just won't know what's going to happen. So you could get flanked with a push. They have three power clams. Well, guess what? Ink brush is behind you. That's a 3 power clam jump in. That is, 60
that is a full wipe right there. Boreal Phoenix, they have to push up right now. Their teammate's going to get back in. They have a push off right now. They get the first power clam in. That might have been a little early. They're not going to get much more out of this push right here, so it might be best to just fall back, get the team in right now, paint as much as you can. Make sure you get specials. Inkvaders is going to have a baller right here, so they're going to have a baller splashdown combination at least. They're going to actually push the baller in a little bit early and actually kind of waste the special. That's actually a very, very big play right there, in that it's going to hurt Inkvaders quite a bit in their ability to push right here.
Yeah, definitely. So crucial, though, for Inkvaders with the Booyah Bomb, not getting anything out of it, and then having to retreat off is very huge. So just an effective wasted special here for Inkvaders, trying to get some traction together. They do end up taking down that H3. That is crucial that they lost the armor. So
absolutely. Shad's right here. Keep in mind, Shad's right here. She is a charger main. One of her less effective backline weapons is actually going to be Splatlings. So she's not playing with her most comfortable weapons right here. So this is actually going to probably cause her to play a little bit slower here. You're going to see Moon right here is trying to make a play on the Booyah Bomb. And this might be big if you get to pick, but he's going to have to fall back here. That Explosion is just way too much. He's just really getting that Nautilus in, and the Nautilus is making some really big plays, taking advantage of the really fast kill time that Nautilus has. That's a really good splashdown kill right there. The baller's going to come in.
That was pretty good, predicting that, ready to take him down. We do see one power climb in for Boreal Phoenix right now, though. Their Inkvaders is keeping it to a 1-2, an easy 1 push bring back here. So that's crucial. One ball, 2 balls in, and you're right there,
Oh, and that's a trade in mid. But that's a trade on their backline, their effective backline right now. That's 2v2 right now. I'm going to have to say, in this situation, Inkvaders has the range. They're going to have the upper hand right here.
They really need to just try to push and get control of that mid. If they can get themselves set up here for the last, say, minute, they'll be super good position to try to get
absolutely. And you just missed a big push on the... Ooh, that's a good bomb right there. The armor's going to save him right here. Almost. Oh, there you go. Inkvaders got a really big pick right there. This might open things up if Moon can get one more. No, both. No. 2 go down. That's 3 down on the side of Inkvaders. So they're going to have to regroup and really just hold on. This push might be the big one that wins the game right here.
Yes, definitely having this big push. They do deny that 1 ball, though. This does keep them very close. 2 power clams and 2 regular clams will give them the lead right now. So Inkvaders has the clams for it. They can take the lead if they score everything they have right now.
Absolutely. And you see Shad's getting a little bit aggressive there. Unfortunately, they don't really push on the Booyah Bomb right there, so the Booyah Bombs are just going to go for kills and paint a little bit, and that's just about it. Now they're down 2 specials, so they're actually not going to have the upper hand despite having a lot more clams.
They do, though, right now. Oh, as they go to town, I was going to say they had Baller and an Ink Rush they could sneak in, but now 3 down. Actually, an effective wipe because Ink Rush went down just a little bit before that. We see another score here by Boreal Phoenix.
Absolutely. All the way down to 27. 24. That's a wipe, though. So Inkvaders has to push back really hard. In general, when you pop Booyah Bombs in this game, you have to push on them. They're not killing specials. They're specials that are meant to force people to move. So they're meant for stuff like team play.
Yes, definitely. We also see Moon trying to push up here with Baller. Ready, not able to get a pick off right now. Still 3-3. Oh, make that 2-4 now. As we have some
The
restock
baller.
here.
Yeah. That's gonna be it, most likely, for Inkvaders. They're gonna see everybody jump in right here and just
Splash
get what they
down now.
can,
Oh,
but
no. They had a
this
splash down. But I
might
thought
be
it
just
might have
about
been.
it.
Yeah, with all the team members down, all they have to do is defend the ball. Moon would have to get a quad here.
Oh,
And with
game
that ball
over.
scoring, that is the end of the set here for Inkvaders. Going to lose 0-3 to Boreal Phoenix, who played really well. Played really well there after that initial pushes in every game but that last game. You know, Inkvaders took the lead.
Absolutely. A really big thing that I saw from both teams is that despite that Boreal Phoenix didn't really have team play, team pushes quite together like Inkvaders did, Boreal Phoenix played a lot faster. And so they put on a lot more pressure and they got those picks for it. And even if you're not going to have team play, at the very least, know how to just layer on pressure. And you'll do okay, at least in a lower or amateur level tournament.
Yeah, I mean, team play is huge at every level, though. No matter from the smallest to the top rank in the world, the team play is going to get you much farther than individual skill. Individual skill is obviously important. I'm not denying that it is.
Individual skill can get you up to a certain point alone.
Yeah, it can get you somewhere, but that team play is what's going to put you over the edge. What's going to get you consistent wins. What's going to get you just skyrocket through the rank. Once you get the team play down, you're going to... That is, you know, easily 60 to 70% of what you need to win is team play. More than the majority.
And a lot of
occasional wins because you just outplay your opponent. But team play can beat individual skill.
I agree, and you know, a lot of at the higher level, a lot of team play is based around how a team moves together, how a team is fast together, moving together. So essentially, the team play can always happen if you have two people working to make a pincer, and then as a team, two people on each side working to make a bigger pincer at the same time. Like essentially, at its simplest, team play is based around making pincers. And so if you're trying to learn how to start working with team play as a new team, you don't have experience and you're just trying things out for the very first time, start by just twinning and working on calling out your positions to each other, calling out what you're about to do, and start working on just making pincers together, getting on either side of someone and applying a pressure from two sides. And then kind of elevate that to your four-man team where two other people have been making pincers together, and then go into league and just kind of place your two people in positions where they, while making pincers, can make larger pincers out of a four-man team. And essentially, you're starting to learn the basics of flanks and how they're actually supposed to work and how they actually work in competitive. And it's all about pressure and all about angle to pressure. And you know, if you start there, you'll learn and you'll go pretty far.
All right, we're going to take just a short break here. We're just waiting on a couple teams, and we'll be all set to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with round two here just shortly. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be right back.